Okay. Continue with our little penguin here. Just going to take a little bit more. Now what we want to do as we go up here, we want to round this up just a little bit more. Position here, right? Very, very slowly begin to remove this wood. Okay. Excuse me. Well, let's go ahead and kind of establish where our beak is going to be. Now when you get into these areas and you want to remove like a little wood up in here, take your hand, place it right here as a barrier to keep this from breaking, see? That gives it strength, see? Because when you come out on a limb here, as we might say. Now, let's just go ahead and draw up in here from this point. Let's just draw up here. Now that's a little bit too much. The beak should be somewhere around in here. I'm sorry. A little beak, or the area where the beak would be. Okay? And what we want to do now, very carefully, folks, very carefully, and let me remove a little bit more wood in here. Let's just kind of, that's it. Just remove a little bit more wood in here. Get it down. Let's a little bit more. Well, we've got more of a beak, see? And we're just going to kind of come around here for our beak. Now we're going to take our knife and we're just going to very, very lightly come around to here. Okay? And then from the inside, we're going to remove a little wood. Very, very carefully. You see what I'm doing? Very carefully removing a little wood. Alright? Because the beak is very, very fragile, as we might say right in this area. Okay, here we go. And then we have to remove the wood because a penguin's beak really comes down. See, put your hand right here. Really comes to a pretty good little point, in other words. And it joins with the head, but to get it down, you're really going to have to be careful in this area. Now, we need to kind of come up in here. Actually, the beak should go back further. I'm sorry. I can see that now. And we'll bring it back further. That's no problem. We've got to thin out this area in here. There we are. There we are. Now we're starting to get the shape. Because because his beak really is not real thick. The penguin beak is thin, very, very thin. See that? There we go. Now it's starting to, see that? It's very, very thin. We just got to kind of get it thinned up. And it's not a real established beak. Remember that. It's not. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of, his head, the penguin head sort of goes in this area like in this here. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of roll our knives like this. See that? Now see the effect it creates? See how the little head comes about? We're kind of going to just roll our knives. And what I mean is we just scoop, kind of scoop with our knives. Kind of get that head in there on that penguin. See that? See how that kind of did that? Now it's going to have to be a little bit. There we go. And then we'll join the body. Kind of cut away there. See? Kind of get that. Establish how big we want his head, in other words. Excuse me. And then we cut the body to match. Kind of match the head a little bit. Just like in here. Okay, and then we come back here and we start removing a little wood from the back here. Because a penguin kind of has a hunchback. It's like a person that not a person but a individual with a back that's sort of hunchback in a way. Just like that. See that? Excuse me just a minute. Let me get the pencil here.